Hello folks, it's David here. I'm the host of Heart and Hand Rangers podcast, and I'm coming to you tonight after Rangers' 2-0 victory over Partick Thistle at Maryhill. In what was a bit of a strange game in the first half, I think Rangers had lots of players playing substandard. In fact, it would be very difficult to pick anyone out who'd done particularly well in that first half. In the second, Rangers had several players who had very, very good games, and it's odd. It's almost like every time we have a defeat, the players sort of retreat into their shell a bit, and it takes us about 35-40 minutes to come out of that and to feel our way into the match. The first half really couldn't get anything going at all, wanted the extra touch all the time, took the safe option all the time, trying to beat the extra man. It was just slow, it was pedestrian, it was easily defended. Thistle didn't get an awful lot going either. They did disallowed goal, but the flag had gone up long before the shot was taken. And then a wonderful goal, so out of keeping with what we'd witnessed up to that. Rangers with a great move down our right-hand side. Jason Cummings holds the ball up, releases Daniel Candeias, one of those great first-time balls that Daniel Candeias is so good at. And in runs Josh Windass again with something he's really good at, the Josh Windass we want to see. Going full pelt, timing it perfectly, beating his man, and then still had a lot to do and a great finish into the top corner, and it was so good. And then of course he immediately blots his copybook by running and shushing the away support. Now I know that Josh Windass took a bit of abuse on social media. That's a zero-sum game. You're not going to win that battle. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help anybody. Don't do it. Don't shush the away support. They've paid to be there tonight, and don't do that. Simple as that. It's really, really unbecoming for a professional footballer. Yeah, it's unfair that professional footballers get the level of abuse that they do, but you get paid a fortune for it. It's a trade-off, and you're living people's dreams, and it was just the act of a silly wee boy. And listen, I spent my 20s as a bit of an immature wee guy as well, but hopefully someone in the club will take him aside and say that's unacceptable, and don't need to make a big thing out of it, but just don't do it. It's insulting to the fans that are here to support you, that pay their money to come and do that. So you'd scored a great goal, you'd got everyone back on side. That's how you answer critics. You do it on the park, and you'd done that. There was no need to, if you like, snatch annoyance from the jaws of celebration, and that's what I think Josh did there. So a bit of a silly move, just as I say, immaturity, but hopefully someone will have a word with him and eradicate that from his game. Second half, I should point out before the second half, Partick Thistle were incredibly unlucky. Connor Salmon, after a bad play in our left defensive area, I think maybe had something to do with Declan John possibly carrying an injury at that point, because he didn't emerge for the second half with Andy Halliday coming in for him. But eventually the ball breaks to Connor Salmon, who fires a shot across goal, but unfortunately for him it's curling out, and it curls, it hits the post, and it looks as for all the world like it's going to just hit the post and roll in, but it comes out again. But a real heart in the mouth moment for Rangers fans, but almost as if that escape, if you like, Boy does, and took the air out of them into the second half. There's only one team in it. Rangers started to play some really nice stuff. The quicker passing, they didn't want the extra touch. Suddenly they were moving the ball quicker. We were getting in behind. We were doing all the things that we weren't doing in the first half. The second goal is an absolute peach. James Tavernier, who is in centre midfield for some reason, and we're all going, why is he in centre midfield? Well, he breaks with the ball, plays a 1-2 with Josh Windass, and it's not a very good return pass from Windass, and it's behind James Tavernier, but he doesn't let that bother him, as he just takes it and then curls a beautiful, beautiful pass, finish, but it was almost like passed it into the top corner. And then he runs to the fan with a look of joy on his face. Now, that is how you react. He took a bit of criticism, of course, for the now infamous decision to kind of put his hands on Scott Allen and cause the penalty. But that's how you react, and that's why James Tavernier's a fan's favourite, and Josh Windass, a lot of people haven't warmed to him, and it's an attitude thing. But fantastic. I thought David Bates had an excellent match tonight, including one absolutely brilliant defence-splitting pass, which is maybe not something you come to expect from David Bates. I thought that Candeias second half did well. I thought Sean Goss, his passing in the second half was excellent, but less said about a free kick, which currently hasn't landed yet, the better. But in the end, Rangers were very comfortable, no real scares at the end, and a much deserved victory. Now, where does that leave us? Well, Obviously, Saturday still rankles a bit, but we had to get back on track, and we did. Now, that at least keeps us in a good mood with regards to moving forward in the league. Or it keeps us in a good position, if you like, in terms of moving forward, whereas 2 defeats in a row would have seen a real black cloud come down over us. We've got Ayr United in the Cup on Sunday. I don't think, nor would I want to see too many changes for that match, because the Cup's important to us, but I don't think we're good enough at the moment to make 6 or 7 changes, even against a lower division side, because as I mentioned, this Rangers team, their confidence can be fragile, can be very brittle, and if we lose an early goal there, we'll be up against it. I fully expect us to win, and to win comfortably, but I don't think it's worth tinkering and risking. So I'd like to see us play as many first teamers as possible, because we've got a real good go at the Cup this year, and we've had a good draw so far. So let's see what we can do. Although bizarrely, 2 away ties. I have no idea what's going on at the SFA. But don't worry, we'll address it at the lodge, and that'll deal with everything. Okie doke, folks, that's everything from me then. Just my usual reminder that if you like the cut of my jib, and clearly it's much more fun to just listen to me than have to look at me, even I will accept that, you can do so on Heart and Hand the Rangers podcast, which drops on a Monday and on a Thursday. Those 2 shows are free, but if you want a bit more detail and you want shows about Rangers that are to do with other things, such as to do with the history, our greatest players, our greatest managers, our greatest matches, then come to our Patreon site, which is just patreon.com, patreon.com/Heart and Hand, and there you will find tons, honestly. But 40 hours extra content a month for the measly price of $1.99. I think you'll love it. The feedback we're getting from people is that they do. And they're going out there and telling their friends to subscribe, who are subscribing, and they're telling their friends to subscribe, which is the best advert that I can possibly say. It's not just me, so if you don't like me, there's loads of other people on there as well, all Bears and producing content for Bears. So come and give us a listen. But if not, Monday and Thursday you'll get the free ones on Apple, Android, Stitcher, anywhere you go. And till then, I'll be back on Sunday after the United game. Cheers, bye.